And welcome back on this Monday morning. Beverly Johnson is a supermodel. She's a fashion trailblazer. She was the first black woman to ever appear on the cover of Vogue back in 1974, Chanel.
And last week, Beverly wrote a powerful op-ed calling for more diversity and inclusion in the fashion world and urging the industry to take a closer look within. And Beverly joins us this morning to talk about that. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You look absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's dig in here. Earlier this month, Condé Nast Global Content Advisor and Vogue's editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour, she sent an email essentially apologizing to black staffers for racial exclusion within the company. And then your op-ed was a response to that. Take me back. What went through your head when you first read, her apology?
Well, people have been asking for an interview and what I felt about what was going on in today's time. People really taking a look at racism, systemic racism in America. And when I read her letter to her black employees, I felt it was time for me to speak out. And so that's what I did. I wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post. There was a wonderful lady I saw on television, Karen Attia, that I said, I want her to help me write this. And so that's what I did. I wrote the op-ed, and I really wanted to address not just more makeup artists and more hairstylists, but actually structural change. And I didn't think of it, but my partner came up with, do you know the Rooney Rule in the NFL and how that worked to usher in black coaches? And I thought how wonderful that would be is if in the boardroom, where the policies and strategies are made, they could do a mandate of the Beverly Johnson Rule, where they would interview at least 2 black professionals, not just to be a makeup artist and photographer, that's great, but to actually go where policy is set, and that's in the board of directors. And then we have the C-suite, which implements those strategies, and the executives, and you go all the way through photographers, top editorial positions. And that's a way to understand and realize real structural change.
Well, I think, we reached out to Vogue for comment, and I do want to say they have given you a quote here, or they've responded. They said, Anna, as both editor-in-chief of Vogue and artistic director of Condé Nast, has been a champion of diversity. While we have made progress over the years, we know there is much more to be done, and both Condé Nast and Vogue are actively working on new initiatives that will allow us to better lead on issues of diversity and inclusion across the industry. Craig?
Beverly, you're such a trailblazer for women in fashion and beauty, black women specifically. And you've talked about throughout your career facing racism in that industry. How so?
Well, just in the way of, disparities and equal salaries, and, being paid the same as my white colleague. But what I really want now, which I understand 50 years later, that it's really hard to push the rock up the hill, and that, power flows down. And that I really believe that, Anna and I are on the same page, and it's wonderful to hear that. But it really, in order to not, make it just lip service, that there has to be some kind of mandate that they can be held accountable or accountable to themselves, or transparency in the sense that it really to activate real structural change, I believe that it has to come from the top down. And the Beverly Johnson rule. Yes. So I want to offer the Beverly Johnson rule, and I want everyone to know at Vogue and all of the CEOs in the, it's early in the morning, CEOs in the fashion and beauty and media industry that I, would love to have a conversation about the Beverly Johnson rule, because we're on the same page. She wants to help, get more blacks and elevate more black people in powerful positions in Condé Nast. And I think that this is a perfect rule to do just that.
Do you think real change can happen now? I remember reporting on, it was a racist faux pas, I think Gucci, Burberry in 2019. They had some incidents in both companies. We haven't heard back from them. We talked to them. We asked them about it. But at the time, they apologized. They've moved on. Do you think, and at that time, I remember, I reported it on this show. It was such a buzz. Do you think now actually is the time where we'll really see people sitting down, people in the boardroom making change?
Well, if we have someone in the boardroom that looks like me, meaning that knows the Black experience, that are professionals, and that really can keep them from making those kind of faux pas. I mean, I can see it now in the boardroom saying, okay, we're going to do this, blackface sweater, and someone saying, oh, you know what? I really don't think that's a good idea.
Beverly,
but
thank you so much, Beverly, for talking with us.